Being virtual assistants,
I'd highly recommend VirtueDesk. Primarily, it's the trust factor.
and we hire the most talented ones from VirtueDesk.
Overall satisfaction through the roof.
From social media to video editor to executive admin.
The fact that I have real people that care and that are available to me, such as yourself.
They've been able to support us in ways which we never imagined them being able to support.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely give a rating of 10.
I mean, look, you've got to leverage talented people to grow. What are you waiting for?
Mic check. Hey, Danielle Edelman, the beautiful young lady who sang a song for everyone earlier, lost her phone. If you guys see an extra phone on the table, one of these tables, assuming one of these tables, not in the back? One of these tables. Okay. Anyone? Extra phone? Is that it? It's ringing. Yeah, that's there it is. That was easy. All right, no worries. Round of applause for you.
Pablo, you ready, sir? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Pablo on the stage. Pablo's going to talk to you guys about leverage. Leverage is an amazing thing in this business. This guy right here, I've known him for a very long time. My staff all work for him, actually. How crazy is that?
I know, right? Yeah.
Good luck.
So, guys, how many of you here actually have your assistant? Do you have assistant working for you? Raise of hands. How many of those assistants actually in-house, or how many of them are actually virtual? Who has virtual assistants? VAs. Smart guy, smart woman right here. They know how they do it, right? So before we actually start, I wanted to invite you guys all to our private Facebook community. It's called Leverage. So just, before we even get in there, just point your phone to this QR code. It'll take you to the Facebook group, and somebody on my staff will approve you to be there. So just pull your phones out, point it out on the QR code. It'll take you there, and you'll be able to join the community where we actually share downloadable content, and the slides from this presentation is going to be there, because we're going to be talking about how to train your virtual assistant and an in-house assistant as well. So, because this is like the major pain point of actually training somebody to do the work. So, it's going to be the complete guide to scaling your business with a VA. And we're going to talk about how to hire, train. We're going to have interviewing, how to interview candidates. I'll show you the organization chart for small business, for solo agent. How many of you guys are solo agents here who have no team, no? Yeah. Well, your next VA hire is going to be your start of your team. You're going to start building your team by hiring a VA. That's how you start. So this is me. I own VirtueDesk, and before that, I was actually a real estate agent as well. So that's how I actually got into this business, by scaling my business and building the brokerage with virtual assistants, and we're going to talk about it a little bit, so you can actually find me on Instagram or Facebook. So how do you train your VAs? This is the major pain point, as I said. So first of all, what you want to do, you want to document what exactly you want to be outsourced. You want to document exactly how you do it. If it doesn't have to be very savvy, but take a list, a sheet of paper, spread it in two halves. In one half, you write what tasks must be completed at all, and on the other half, on the other half, you actually figure out what tasks must be completed by you only. That's how you actually start to figure out, okay? And that's actually will give you a better idea as far as what exactly I can outsource. And I'll tell you what, with a virtual assistant, you can pretty much outsource everything, except they may not just give you a cup of coffee in the morning, but that's about it. So once you actually figure out the tasks, what you guys do, you can create a job description of what needs to be done there. You want to put the background information about your company or about yourself as a real estate agent. You need to write down the list of duties and responsibility which your assistant will be doing. You may require some level of education for your VA or your assistant, either like a bachelor's degree or at least some college, high school, GED, whatever. And list the apps and tools that this person will be using in your organization, because even if you're a solo agent, you are your own organization. So make sure you have whatever tools you're using, Skype, RingCentral, Canva, You name it. Anything, make sure that's what you put in the job description. You can interview the candidates. So be prepared to receive hundreds of resumes if you're actually looking for a VA. I'm giving you tips right now on how to do it if you're looking for a virtual assistant, because right now it's probably you will have to pay somebody to actually send you a resume in this day and age here. But with virtual assistants, again, we are solving the labor shortage situation. Makes sense, I hope. So once you actually get people lined up for the interview, here's just the type, sample questions you can start asking those people. And like what type of work you're best at, what are you most comfortable communication. Communication, I'd say, actually should be probably on the top of my priority list. So anytime I'm interviewing a new person, I'm asking, how do you want to be communicated with? I prefer Facebook Messenger personally, but again, we have a tech team that are using Skype and using Azure for the task for the technology stack. So that's a little bit different. But this is just the basic questions. And if you use interviewing somebody in a different country, in the Philippines, make sure you ask about a backup plan for power outages, because in the summer they have a lot of rain there. And because of the rain, they have power outages. Make sure they have a backup. It's either a generator or they have a place they can go to. Usually they can go to like internet cafes. They still have them there. So make sure somebody you're hiring actually has access to that. All right. We call it the VA Training Trifecta. How you train? You do it by video and writing and an audio. I like to do audio. What I do, I use WhatsApp Messenger, for example, and I can actually speak in the WhatsApp Messenger all my training. And the best part, VA that I hire, let's say, for example, let me just backtrack this a little bit. Let's say you don't have a standard operating procedure in your business. Who has SOP here for their business? Not many. Okay, you need to start on working one. If you don't have it and you actually hire a VA, by actually doing this training trifecta, your virtual assistant can help you create SOP. Why do you need SOP? Well, something happens, life happens, your VA gets hit by a bus or whatever, resigns. You need to make sure that somebody else steps in and knows your business. So SOP is basically the Bible of the business. You have it and somebody steps in, they can pick up where the other person left off and get going. All right. So also thing goes with the video. You can do you can train on Zoom, on Skype. Our training team in Seattle trains virtual assistants in the Philippines through Zoom. Because we have a transaction coordinator who's actually training them on transaction side of it. So how do you train an administrative VA if you're training somebody? Again, you can do self-recording, audio recording, create the checklist, all of the above. Okay. So this slide's going to be available to you guys if we have your email. And if you join the Leverage community, as everybody did, I hope, so you will receive those slides. All right. So also about scheduling appointments, VA should know how to schedule appointments using calendar. Some people like Calendly, which kind of does itself. I prefer Google Calendar because every morning I wake up, I see what's on my calendar, and my team actually puts events for me. Like I'm recording a webinar with somebody, I'm actually on a Zoom call with somebody. I know it by checking my calendar in the morning. So make sure that your virtual assistant, if you hire an in-house person, actually does that for you. And you have access to your calendar on your phone, so you can open up and see what's been done there. If any changes happen, let's say you have a scheduled Zoom call with somebody, this person needs to reschedule, your assistant takes care of that, updates your calendar, you got it, okay? Same thing goes for marketing VA, how you train marketing VA. Make sure, you can share the list of ideas with your virtual assistant, what your brand want to look like, okay? And this person will be basically creating your brand and, using Canva, Adobe, Photoshop, stock media. Make sure you guys pay for that, for stock media. And our team, our marketing team, for example, here in the US, we have about 2-3 people in-house and about 20 people in the Philippines who are running the marketing team. So we have an editorial calendar. The calendar specifically says what's going to be when. And this is how you can start training them. So TC, how to train somebody to do your transactions. We are heavily involved in that, actually on training people on how to work as a transaction coordinator assistant. And the TC that used to work for my own brokerage, she's actually right now a full-time trainer for VirtueDesk. So she's basically training VAs on that. And there's a list which I'm not going to bore you with that, but you will get it in your email from us. And this is the organization chart. If you are running a big company, like or let's say you have a big team, this is how you structure it. You get an operations manager, okay? You have the director of marketing under that, the concierge person, which is basically the TC. You have a recruitment. You got to have a recruitment lined up as well, and a sales manager who's actually will be the money-making person for you, in essence, who actually creates team of ISAs, of listing coordinator, and same goes for the marketing. The director of marketing, we have a communications manager, researcher, who's actually researching the trends of what's going on. Social media manager as well. You gotta have that person responsible. And the big one right now, as Tom Ferry was talking about, is video. Video editing is the big one, because I'll give you the simple example how you can actually train somebody to do your video editing for you. Let's say if you're not tech savvy, you don't know how to do it yourself, you shoot the video or whatever you do, open house or just you talking. You, instead of simply throwing it into the social media and being another agent with a video, send it up to your VA. How you do it, you just upload it to Google Drive. Your VA goes there, pulls it out, does some editing, makes it look nice, creates content, creates arts and graphic using Canva, and sends it to you for approval, and then uploads it to social media. And this is an organization chart for you guys who are solo agent, who do not have a big team, don't have a big budget yet. Basically, you get an executive admin who can do your duties as I described before. You get a TC. You got to have a TC, because if you actually, your job as a real estate agent should be pretty much only meeting clients, shaking hands, kissing babies, negotiating deals, and closing them. That's it. When I was a real estate agent, that's what I was actually doing. I was going from appointment to appointment, signing up listings, meeting with people. Once I go sign up the listing, I send the contract to my TC, and I'm off to another listing appointment. So I sign up the contract, send it out, and the listing coordinator already takes care of that from there. Schedules photos, orders key box, signs, blah, blah, blah. So lead generation specialist is pretty much somebody who's going to help you use your database to generate leads. So those people in your database can actually come back to you and say, hey, I want to sell my house. So I think that's about it. Oh, no. No, it's not. Oh, okay. This is for our organizational chart for marketing team for real estate agent. If you actually have a brokerage or a team, it would actually look like. You got to have a copyright person. You got to have a graphic designer. You got to do web development. So all of that. Social media virtual assistant. A lot of people are on social media. Everybody is. So how do you train your virtual assistant to be a social media VA? Okay, what are the tasks? Because people asking, what are the tasks I can actually delegate? Well, you can hire a content creator, you can have social media management, online community engagement, because you got to create your own online community, okay? For your, let's say, Hoboken, New Jersey real estate, or whatever you name it, you create the group, you invite people there, somebody has to be managing that, okay? So, for example, like right now, you guys all joining the community leverage for VirtueDesk. Somebody will be actually approving your request to join. Somebody's gonna be commenting on you. Basically you getting engaged. And somebody, let's say you request a certain presentation that you just saw, it's gonna be emailed to you as well. All right. Same goes for content creator. My team just created all those slides. I'm looking at them, so for the first time. No, I'm just kidding. Not for the first time. Yeah. So, who's using Google My Business? Who's actually has a geotagging? You gotta have it. You gotta have geotagging. You gotta provide updates for your business, posting services, update status and everything. So that's also something a virtual assistant can do for you. All right. So what are the tips for managing your VAs? What are the key issues and how you do it? We have, for example, in order to manage, you gotta have a a system. You got to have a very good structure. Whatever the management platform you're using, either Asana, ClickUp, or anything where you actually post tasks that need to be done, and they can just basically, take it from there and complete it. Once completed, it actually put it in doing or in done. We at VirtueDesk have our own proprietary software that actually it's called Timely, that tracks their activity. At the same time, you can see the screenshots, and we have a task management capability in there. Okay. So also make sure you schedule check-ins with your virtual assistant. Like for example, with my operations team, I meet twice a week. With the marketing team, also twice a week. Sales, we meet once a week. But we have weekly check-ins and set the goals, accountability, because you gotta keep everybody accountable for what you haven't done. All right. So the tools for outsourcing and basically running a virtual office. Last year showed us that working from home is something we kind of got used to already. So we have this is some of the companies we suggest that we're using for either communication tools or project management or file sharing, which is right there, just a list of those companies. Okay, so this is the tasks of a real estate virtual assistant. Again, you can train them on that, but again, you gotta have the standard operating procedure, which actually, once you get those slides, you can use the base of those slides to actually start having your VA create the SOP for you, so you will have it already done. All right. Same goes for the TC. And how you start with the VirtueDesk, again, you sign up. We'll do the matching of the VA. We'll get you interview to several VAs. Some of you actually already here using our services, and I've had somebody come up to me and telling that she loves her VA. So those who use us, they know. And this is our pricing. If you hire a virtual assistant, that's what you will be paying. We're a US-based company, so you can issue us 1099 at the end of the year. Also, we have a cyber security insurance, which gives you peace of mind that your information is not going to be stolen. And your payment is handled by somebody in the United States. It's not going to be given to somebody in overseas. So anyway, guys, click on but you can check out this QR code and check us out, who we are and what we do, and schedule a demo call to find out what do we do. You can find us right there, everywhere. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. We have a booth out there as well. So we have like 4 or 5 minutes, I think, for Q&As, if anybody has any questions.
Yeah, let me go around the room with the mic.
Yeah.
Bear with me a second.
Sure.
All right. Any questions? Anyone?
I think the lady right here has a question.
All right, we'll start right off here.
Yeah.
What's your name?
So my name's Frances Rosato, and I'm the lady that actually mentioned to you that we do use a virtual assistant from
I
your
remember
company.
you, yeah.
And he's been working with us for over a year, and he's wonderful, and we love him, and it really has worked out great.
Awesome.
Great feedback.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, Karim, can you tell Dave we're about to wind down for the next segment? Anyone else? Questions?
Yeah, I think the lady right here has a question.
I'm sorry. Okay, right here. How are you?
Good.
You look phenomenal.
Thank you. So my concern with the VA from the Philippines doing my social media, which has to be local, hyper-local, if I've got to give them the content, then what's the point? So how do they deal with that? I mean, they don't know my area. They don't even know where I am. So how do they deal with social, hyper-local social
Yeah,
content?
no, that makes sense, and I appreciate the question. I think, honestly, you're overthinking that, and the reason is because they will do the research in your area, of course, but again, you need to at least spend some time up training and explaining things to your area specific, because it'll be the same you're hiring somebody in a house. Well, this person will probably know a little bit about the area because this person lives in the area. However, you still have to do some training. You have to do some training of this person, exactly how you like things to get done. Okay, like your peculiar taste or your, how you like things to be organized. So same thing goes for the Filipino VAs. You need to spend some time basically up training on that. Yeah. I hope it answers your question.
Gomez? Jen Gomez, everyone.
So by chance, do you guys already have agents who already have a preset, system that has worked for other agents where we don't have to, from scratch, start the process?
Yeah, basically, we have, obviously, we cannot share other customers' content with anybody because they'll be violating confidentiality. However, we have, every virtual assistant is assigned to a team. So they actually work in it, they have a team lead, which we call him coach, So this coach obviously working with a lot of agents. Each team has, I think, about 30 or 35 virtual assistants who work for different clients. So chances are you will have somebody who will be collaborating with other people who work for different agents and know about this stuff. Also, we have it's called the Sme Sessions. It's a subject matter expert sessions where, let's say, you need somebody who knows certain CRM, but let's say the VA you pick to work for you is not quite familiar with that CRM yet. So we're gonna schedule Sme sessions so this person will get up trained on that. Yeah. Sure.
Any other questions? Put this on right, did I? Who has a question? I'm sorry? There you go.
I think, well.
Repeat?
Yeah, right here. Yeah. And we have a booth out there. You guys can come over and grab the pamphlet.
Anyone else? Any other questions? No? Let's give them a round of applause, guys.
All right, thank you guys.
Mic check.